Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing good. Hi to Drac and Mist and Nimble Soul Thief on YouTube as well. Good to see you. So today, basically business as usual for a Sunday stream. It's rare drop week on Ephinea. We play in PSO. You can basically guarantee that if it's a rare drop week on PSO on a Sunday, I will play PSO. Hi, Bun, good to see you. And Scorpio as well. You brought Clankatron for some rares and levels. Nice. So as always, if you are new to watching, we normally play on the European ship on Ephinea and Lumbrace Block 2, Lobby 21. It's Block 2. Oh, they are literally called Clankatron. I mean, that is a great name for a rare cast. If any character is going to be called Clankatron, I mean, yes. So this week, as I mentioned, it is RDR week. Hi, Nightcrawl as well. Good to see you. It's actually, I'm going to say it's a good week. So we have, it's Mop-Up Operation 2. Hello, Drac. I've just seen you in the lobby as well. Yeah, Mop-Up 2, which is, I mean, it's great if you want like Vulmas and Go Vulmas, and not bad for Nano Dragons. That's about it. Phantasmal World 3 though, I mean Phantasmal World 3 on Rare Drop Week is huge. You want a Cycle Wand, it's your time. If you want to do, even Viridia Seabed as well is really good. Then there's New Mop Operation 2, which I believe that is Creator Interior. I think it's okay for some of the Buddhas and Lizards, not particularly for anything else. That's probably the weak link, I reckon. Of course, we don't have to just limit ourselves to RBR quests, it's just that they are there. No, of course, we can also do other hunts as well. Hi, Disaster, good to see you. You can bring blue for PW3, I mean, that sounds fantastic. I do have a blue full in Ultimate, but he's like only just in Ultimate, and he is not Ultimate Seabed ready. Yeah, now a red rear, Zell. Oh, did you get the ID change? Yeah, what we'll do is we'll give it a minute. We'll let some people get here, and then we'll split up. Can bring all but white and pink. I mean, that sounds good to me. Yeah, I mentioned it on the Chrono Trigger stream, but oh yeah, on the membership icon, you've updated to Red Rear on there. Nice. Yeah, so I can't see the membership badges on my OBS. The way I have it set is I can see my Twitch chat on one screen, and then like Restream gives me a combined chat that includes YouTube, and that just shows me like your avatar and your name. It doesn't show me the membership badge, which sucks, but hey man, been watching a lot of your videos lately. Cool to be here live. Oh, thanks, Derek. Thank you for the follow as well. I got a notification you followed yesterday, so thank you for that. On Pinkle now if we need at some point. And Pinkle's always good to have. Hi, Harmonia. Alright, so what we're doing. PW3 is my top choice. I think there'll be some PW3 this stream for sure. You'll be here hunting Miller for the next few hours. Good luck. Again, Derek, if you do want to join for any runs, feel free to drop by the lobby as well. Games are always open to everyone, and password is normally stream. You've made a PW3. That sounds fantastic. We will have to split the parties up a little bit, and we'll just try and rotate if we can. But I definitely want to be in a PW3 run. I am here for PW3. Do you know what else I'm here for? I'm wasting all my money on Corrin. $100k, obviously. I will take that. Not wasted money. I mean, we take those. Thanks, Corrin. As we know, V101 just never drops, so I will take a free V101. Well, 100,000 was at a V101. If I get nothing else this stream, we've still succeeded. Yeah, thanks for that. You got Q confused. I mean, it's at least it's useful. At least it isn't like a monomate. No, that is like huge. Like, Corrin never gives good stuff. That was a 100k gamble, yeah. Yeah, we take those. Yeah, I mean, V101 is like literally the best unit in the game, so... You got a monomate and a Black Adoshi. Well, I mean, at least Black Adoshi is in a red box. It's a weird armor, that. I don't know why they bothered adding it. But here's a rare armor that gives you a built-in general battle. Thanks, game. And by the time you get a Black Adoshi to drop, you're probably using at least a Devil Battle. Hey, PK, good to see you. I don't know if you saw it, but we just got the gamble of the century on Corrin. I did one Corrin pull with a 100k gamble and got a V101. Wait, where's the box room in this? Is it this way? Tell me 6 numbers, please. You want a Heaven Punisher and a Heaven Striker with 30 hit or more are the only things you want from the anniversary. Yeah, we are getting to the point now where like the gear we've got now is like getting to a point where we need ridiculous things from the anniversary. I know a few people were saying to me, you should hunt an SGS with hit. I think it was said as a joke, but don't make me. Can I instant kill Zotas? Is that a thing I can do? I am very happy to see Phantasmal World 3 on a good RBR week, though. This quest has a real annoying habit of showing up when it's like experience week. You've got an NMU5 game with a space in if everyone wants in. There you go. So anyone watching, if you want to join Disaster for a new mop up 5, you have Blue Adoshi on your Huni World, but you're lacking a V5 or 2. Blue Adoshi is really decent. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think the reason that they don't like it is because, yes, it gives you a free Heavenly Battle, but a lot of people want to use V101 for the stat boost as well. It obviously has nice stat boosts, and having the battle speed increase is just nice. So a lot of people tend to eschew Blue Adoshi in favour of different armour, and then use a V101 with it. But honestly, Blue Adoshi is still really good. Okay, so the quest that Disaster's running is on Oran as well, so if you want Slicer of Fnatic, go and join that. Oh yeah, this is the quest with all of the Del Depths, isn't it? Is there any armor that's better? There are armors that have higher stats for raw stats. So Hunuel, I think the best defensive armor for Hunuel in terms of raw stats is Virus Armor Lafeteria, I think. Also, Aura Field can have really high defense as well. That does drain your TP slowly, but it's still really good armor. Oh, it's only 1 in 6k for a Psycho Wand. Never tell me the odds. But yeah, you got a few options. I'm not saying the Blue Doshi is a bad armor, because it isn't. It also does have a set boost, I believe, as well, with, I think, is it with Sangayasha, Kamui, and Sangarnyasha? Gives them extra attack and extra accuracy, so it's nice for those as well. They are pretty nice odds, yeah. 1 in 6.6k. 1 in 485 for Zamba as well. Not bad. Even though I played so much PSO in the early 2000s, I know episode 2 so little. I was so focused on episode 1, I think I found episode 2 too hard. That's the normal experience, believe me. Yeah, episode 1 is at least fair, for the most part. I say for the most part because there is still some BS stuff in episode 1, like Falls with his Rabata spam. But yeah, Ep 2 is just a lot of BS. It's a very cool area. You know, CCA and Seabed look really cool. But it does have the most annoying enemies in the game. Planning on Blue Doshi for Hunuel to make space for better stat boost units. Yeah, that's totally fine. I think the reason a lot of people don't use it is because obviously Blue Doshi's defensive stats are not the best. They're okay, but they're not the best. So what a lot of people do instead is they forego a unit with a battle speed increase, take one with better arm, with better defense, and then just use the V101 to get a nice stat boost and the battle speed increase. But yeah, but Blue Doshi is still totally worth using. I have a Parasite armor, forgot what stage it's at, but definitely not the final armor. I would just work on it, and just work towards it. I use Virus armor on my Hunuel. It's a fine ammo, just better on Hucast. Yeah, I mean, anything that sort of gives you accuracy bonuses with those weapons as well, it's always going to be good on Hucast. I mean, let's be real, a lot of hunters are probably using 13 as well, to be fair, for the Disco Braveman boost. And that has terrible stats, so, you know, defense isn't everything, for sure. Almost don't touch F2 for the same reason, or for some reason. Yeah, it's just a lot of instant kill. Particularly in Ultimate. I mean, the low difficulty is not so much, but... I mean, F2 visually is probably my favourite episode. I love the way episode 2 looks. It's just, it is annoying to play sometimes. Then again, I've done 20 odd years of tower runs for SGS, so, you know, I'm kind of used to it. You better say that, but with how broken Hucast is, it just works, yeah. Is Ranger Wall not some of the best for Ranger? So yeah, Ranger Wall is like a barrier or a shield though. But yes, Ranger Wall, I mean, at the moment I'm still using Ranger Wall on this character. I should be using a red ring, but I don't have another red ring. So I guess that's something I can hunt. I should probably be using a red ring for sure. So that Delbiter just charged after it died and then disappeared. But yeah, Ranger Wall is still really good. I mean, defensively it's not great, but you're using it for the accuracy bonus. Yeah, having gear that adds accuracy on, well, adds stats onto your total stats that can go over the limit is really nice. Forgot how to upgrade the virus armor. So you upgrade it with, you need an item called Parasitic Cell Type D, and you mainly get that from Gallon Shop, from, you know, Paganini's photon drop shop. I can't remember how many PDs it costs now. I want to say somewhere around 20. You can also trade from other players, obviously. That did a lot of damage. I think I got hit by 2 at the same time. Once you get Red Ring, there is not much of things to use. Now, Red Ring is literally the best, so... there is a reason it's hard to get. Yeah, that's why I'm running at Pika. We're doing it on Blue for the Psycho 1 chance. And there's other nice drops here as well. Such as that 40-hit club in the background, you know. Starting strong. Yeah, at the minute with the RBR and with RGR week as well, it's about 1 in 6,600 for Psycho 1, so it's doable. Only in PSO could you look at a 1 in 6,000 drop and think, yeah, that's not bad. Delbiters do suck. They very much suck. Yeah, Ronda, there's a couple of tiers of upgrade for that virus armor. I think it goes from, you started out as a Sting Frame, and I think it goes Parasitic Wear Durol, Parasitic Wear Nelgal, Parasitic Wear, I think, is it Vegula, the third one? And then it goes to virus armor. So it does cost a lot of photon drops to get to the final one, but it's worth it. Yeah, Pika, we have established that the Delbiters do have paw beans, which makes them sound cute to some people. They're not cute when they're almost one-shotting you. It is PSO Shiro. I do play it occasionally. Congrats on the level. I will say, Hell Needle here does so much work. When I get back to Ephinea, I need to invest in upgrading the Parasite armor. Now that I think about it, I believe it's upgraded once. Yeah, it's just something you can work on gradually. I mean, when the anniversary event's on, it might worth checking the anniversary shop as well, because you might be able to get Parasitic Cell Type D from those kind of shops as well, possibly. One in 6,000 sounds like an evening. I love how easy Morphos are to kill with Hell. Best moment is always the PD drop from the monster that you farm. will say I got lucky early. I was doing some caves on purple. And I got about 3 PDs during the run. And they were all items I didn't want. So I know I got one from a Nano Dragon, which if you know Purple Num, you know that Nano Dragons drop Purple Num card, which I do not want. So I was actually very happy to get a PD. I mean, it would have been a banner, but a banner for a useless item. Does Green Eel have both Psycho Wand and Lavis Cannon in this? I haven't looked at the Green Eel chart, but if it does, it probably has a much worse drop rate. Like, the reason people run on Bluefull for Psycho Wand is just because the drop rate, for some reason, is way better for Bluefull. The banner of shame. I remember when someone got a banner, it was a few months back now, they got a banner for a Purple Num card and it had about 50 hit. It's like, that is the culmination of the banner of shame. Not only is it a useless item, but you also got it with a really high hit. I mean, it's a novelty item. I'd probably keep it just because it's rare at least. I just realised that Shifter and D-Band has an animation of who's getting buffed by who. Yep. It's really handy to look at that so you can see if your buffs tag everyone. For those who didn't notice, if you look when someone does Shifter, you'll see like so if I cast it, you would see a red line go from like here, where my Shifter and D-Band icon is, down to the others. It's the same with Rester as well, I believe, and maybe Anti. And also Photon Blast donations as well. Oh god, he's desynced. Still possibly my least favourite enemy in PSO. I should start with a special actually. Sadly, as a format, you miss people getting shifted. Yeah, it depends on which force you're playing. Some of them have boosted shifter range, some don't. Oh, photon drop. Yeah, honestly, this is such a good quest. Did your PSO textures upscaled? No, I'm just running this. So I'm running it at 2560 by 1440. It's like my native monitor resolution. But I'm not using anything else. I've considered trying that lossless scaling just to try running it with that on, just to see what it's like. But I know people have mixed opinions of it. Yeah, the Sorcerer's Cane, so I'm content with that for my Phony Well when I get her up there. Nice. Yeah, Sorcerer's Cane's really good. Lossless stuttered on all settings for me. PC didn't like it. It seems to be really hit and miss for people. I should say I've got no idea of the map in this quest. Is that just for boxes this way? Upscaling meant texture mod. No, I'm using no mods whatsoever. This is just as Ephinea comes. I typically don't use mods for PSO because I kind of like the game the way it looked. I respect the work that all the guys do for the different texture mods and everything, but personally not for me. I like to keep the game how it was. Yeah, it is really funny how easily Hell takes care of a lot of the stuff here. All you mod for Ephinea was to turn the UI into the Dreamcast one. That's fair. Yeah, and I know a lot of people prefer the Dreamcast UI. For me, because I started on GameCube, I'm kind of happy with the Blue Burst AI because it resembles GameCube. It is a little different. I mean, really, the only thing that's different is obviously you've got the barrel along the bottom on Blue Burst, and the actual action palette is a different shape compared to GameCube. On GameCube, they kind of changed the way it looked to kind of better represent the GameCube controller, I guess. Can you not? Blue Burst is GameCube UI updated. It's actually matching the Xbox version. Yeah, I never played on the Xbox, but like I say, I know the GameCube action palette was a different shape. Market to Xbox version, yeah. Yeah, I never had original Xbox or never played PSO on that. I feel a bit sorry for the Xbox players to an extent because they kind of got screwed because, yeah, they got PSO episode 1 and 2, but then for some reason Sega just never released Ep 3 on Xbox, which is really odd. So they just lost out on what is essentially the end of the story. Oh yeah, this is Del Biter Hell, isn't it? Well, no, because Del Biter Hell is the last room. It's Xbox UI action palette with a hotbar. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same with Blue Burst, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose if you started out with Blue Burst, you then still don't have episode 3. It's very weird. And don't worry, if you can't see anything, I can't either. Who wants TCG in an action-based game? Again, I will defend Ep 3. I will always defend Ep 3. I like that game. It's very different, but I like that game. Was it a great idea to make a TCG for PSO when everyone was used to this kind of gameplay? It probably wasn't their best idea, but I think the game itself is fun. Having Striker auto aim in that room go burr. It is quite handy, yeah. I think the first question for everyone playing this game for the first time is, where is episode 3? Yeah. Need traps, no worries. Yeah, honestly, Jaffy, I haven't really played a whole lot of Line Strike in NGS. I mean, I'll just boost. That's it. You can see the purple lines there. Never played Line Strike. I want to, but I don't know how to play it. It's essentially just like 3 columns that you put cards into, and you have to like basically outpower the other cards on the other side to attack their like bases in each column. And I think you win once you've destroyed 2 of them. Again, I haven't played much of it though. It's cool to have a card game though. I do prefer PSO episode 3 though. One cool thing about Line Strike though is that they have added a lot of cards from like older Phantasy Star games. So there was a PSO like pack of cards. There's also like classic Phantasy Star characters in it as well. So Ne and Rika, for example. Nobody plays it when you queue. I would imagine the player base for it is fairly small. I know now and again they do, some of the creators do tournaments for it. I suppose the good thing about it though is you can still play against AI as well. It has a weird sort of resemblance to Triple Triad. I love Triple Triad, man. That was such a good game. But yeah, going back to Pika's comment, I guess if you were new to PSO, like completely new to it, it is very odd that you come into it, you play through episode 1, you play through episode 2, and then you go to episode 4. And a lot of people probably do just think, where's episode 3? Yeah, this quest is basically with a ranger just spam hell on pretty much everything, apart from Deldeps I can't do it on, and Delbiters. But a lot of this stuff is kind of free. I did not want to be stood there. We didn't want card evolution after Ep 1 2. You might not have. I will admit that when they announced it back in, what was it, about 2003, around there, my first impression was, why have they turned PSO into a card game? I'll fully admit that. But I still gave it a shot because I like the franchise. I thought I'm at least going to play it and see what it's like, and I really enjoyed it. What is it about Sinnosaurs that they seem to always crit? Hi David, good to see you. It's because Pokemon and card games were really popular back then, so Sega did the card game route. The really weird thing about Sky is that, so obviously they tried episode 3, and I know that episode 3 didn't sell well. I know it was kind of a sales failure. It did not sell well at all. But the weird thing is then, a few years later, then you had games like Hearthstone that got mega popular. And then TCGs were kind of the thing to do. So it's like they were almost like simultaneously too early and too late. God, the evade on those guys is just insane. I know I could frozen shoot at them, but they have a habit of desyncing, which is really irritating. Isn't PSO episode 3... What was that? Isn't PSO episode 3 like the end of this universe's timeline? It is. Well, from a game standpoint, yes. Yeah, so if you want to see the conclusion to the story of this, then you technically need to play episode 3. Oh, Mist got a Zamba. Nice. F3 was several decades after 2. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was it 21 years or so after episode 1 and 2? Around that? PSO community really wanted more episodes at 1 and 2, and at the same time, Sega was horrible about adding content. Yeah, if there's one thing that's for sure, that the PSO community back then was very, very, like, I would say they're pretty much single-minded. Like, everyone just, well, more or less, Sega, can you give us more of PSO? That's all we want. They didn't really want episode 3, a lot of them. And then even when Sega moved on to PSU, a lot of people just wanted more PSO. Nice work, everyone. Hopefully that Zamba has some decent percents. What AEW does Zero take place in? They never say. You just know it takes place on Coral, which is obviously the planet the Pioneer escapes from, on its way to Ragol. It doesn't tell you a time frame. You just know it's in the same universe, if you like. Yeah, exactly, Red Sky, yeah. I think, looking back, I think PSU was totally fine. But at the time, like, a lot of people really did not like PSU, just because it wasn't PSO. Oh yeah, also make sure you talk to Null if you haven't already, to get your coins. We're a hive mind like the Dark Falls Arena. It's the same now, to be fair. Everyone just wants more PSO2 Classic. So nothing has changed. I think PSU's features were severely kneecapped from PSO. Yeah, there was no teams or alliances in PSU. To be fair, though, the team and alliance... Well, there was no alliances in PSO. The team system, that was only introduced in Blueburst. And it is very basic. We've always wanted PSO Classic. I mean, I still want them to do something with PSO, but the likelihood is low. Is it because of the name or because the game's different? I think maybe a little bit of both, but I think a lot of it was just they didn't like that it was not the same game as PSO. It's kind of hard to put down how people were, but at the time there was a lot of pushback against PSU just because it wasn't the same game they'd been playing. I'm not saying PSU was perfect when it launched. There was a lot of problems with that game when it launched, which didn't help. There's definitely room for improvement in PSO. I mean, Ephinea is showing that with some of the quality of life improvements. Man, we have a busy lobby today. You'll love to see it. Do you know King Gathalion and what he's looking to do? I do. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm interested to see how he gets on. I haven't really kept up to date too much on what's actually happening with the game, but I'm interested to see where it does. Any hit on the Zamba, it's 35 air based. I mean, it's still a nice sword, I guess, but yeah, it's one of those weapons, unfortunately, where you kind of need hit on it. So I think the accuracy is quite low on Zamba, unfortunately. Yeah, PSU is... It's kind of like the awkward middle child to an extent. They were trying new things out. Some things they got very right, some things just didn't work. And then the things that did work, they kind of carried over into PSO 2. It's very early doors for ZM. I asked him where to find more info, and there's not much to make public yet. He said, fair enough. I mean, it takes a long time. Still need a PGF. I mean, this week's probably the week to do it, I guess. Was this lobby in the official game? This lobby is from episode 3. Yeah, so basically on the official servers, where is it? Yeah, so these little tables over here, you could actually interact with these and it would start a card battle with whoever was sat opposite you. So it was a way of getting into a card game quickly. Yeah, I use this lobby just because I like the aesthetics of it, and obviously it's kind of sky-coloured as well. Alright, let's see. So what do we do next? So we've done PW3. Either of the other two quests worth doing? I mean, Mop-Up 2 is like, it's good if you want Vulmas or Go Vulmas, but that's about it, I think. Decent for Nano Dragons, I think. Do a chair race. The crate material one is okay. Oh, is that what it is? The tree clipper quest, okay. Still need a V101, can host if anyone else needs. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, if you want to host that, and then if anyone wants to run for V101, they can join. The squares on the floor for the card battle tables definitely remind me of the ones in the PSU personal rooms, yeah. Yeah, this music that's playing at the minute as well, this is the lobby music from Ep3 as well. Anyone want to do RT for PGF? How many have we got? Great song. Alright, so we've got 8 there, and then... Okay, yeah, so we've got 8 people, so we can do 2 runs. Yeah, so do you want to... Should we do a creator for V101? And then we could also do either a seabed run or RT for PGF. Ep3 songs are not heavily DMCA. It's basically just the final boss thing, from what I can tell. Every other Ep3 song I've used, I've never had issues with. This server is Ephinea, Red Sky. And we're on the European ship on Lumerous. It's Block 2, Lobby 21. Yes, I guess just file into the game you want to join. So there are 2 more slots in the V101 game. Hosting Chaos for V101, nice. Yeah, again, so if anyone does want a V101, that is the one to join. There we go, so we've got 4 in that. So I guess, what's better for PGF? Is it regular seabed or RT? It's been a long time, I had to figure out how to get there. So for this lobby, you want to be, it's the European ship, which is Limerence, Block 2. which you can do from the counter if you need to. You can go transport and then change ships on. Or change block, and then you use these teleporters to choose the lobby. So that'd be lobby 21. RT or some max attacks can lead to Olga. Okay. Should we just do an RT then? Because I guess RT has to deal with the bosses as well. I think we are unfortunately in the situation of having 5 again. Sky stream is best relief. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I guess, do we go blue full again for the vague chance of a psycho ones, or do we pick a different ID? Does blue even get PGF? Man, there is only one Delbiter in RT, isn't there? So what would be the best ID, do you think, to go for RT? We need an ID that gets PGF, obviously. This is PC, yes. This is Blue Burst, so this is PC only. Why don't we try Exard on Ep 2? I mean, I'm down to try that. Gamble the Olga encounter. I mean, if you're down for gambling the Olga encounter. Yeah, we could do yellow if you want. I should say, just while we're getting into this game, there should be a video going live during the week. I don't know what date it's going to go live on yet, but it should be going live some point this week, which will be a PSOBB video. I do also want to do a video for NGS about the MAG AI system they're introducing, but I'm going to wait until it gets added so I can actually try it. And then I'll sort of report back my findings. Yeah, Red Sky, you should just be able to find the game just on the Ephinea website. Do you use a gamepad, Sky? I do. Well, kind of. So I use a gamepad, but particularly if I'm playing Force, for the bar along the bottom of the screen, I still tend to reach my keyboard. It's a really cursed way of doing it. I should probably just bind the extra buttons on this controller and try and set it up properly, but I have not got around to doing it. Yeah, the max attack quests are super confusingly named. I always mix them up. I would say, Shiro, by the way, if you were playing this, you can still play it on a keyboard. It works fine. I'd probably recommend a controller over a keyboard, ideally, but it is still playable with a keyboard. Some people prefer it. I have no idea what the difference between the two is. Neither do I. So we gamble on the quest as well. One is stage, one is revision. I just moved to Linux recently. Yeah, I'm still on Windows at the moment, but... So, random stage or random Exard, yeah, just whichever. Random stage or random Exard revision 2. I guess we'll find out. Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Should do a tutorial how to get in. I could, but it is quite easy. It is basically just a case of going to their website. I think you set up an account on... If memory serves, I think you have to set an account up on the forum. I could be wrong. And then it's literally because just downloading the client. This is a very weird quest for spawns. Yeah, regarding dropping out if there's a rare enemy, I'll leave that entirely up to quest leader. If they want to, that's fine. If they don't want to, that's totally fine as well. It's an account on the homepage, fair enough. Yeah, Red Sky, you know, if we can get more people into Ephinea, great. I'm always down for more people than PSO. Everyone should play PSO. For some reason, I can't hit that. But it thinks I can't hit it. That is a weird spawn putting that there, but there we go. Yeah, so PSOBB is multiplayer, yeah. It's online only, but you can play 1 to 4 player. I will say as well, particularly if you're new to this, it is generally a very welcoming community. I think generally a lot of the PSO fan base is really chill and is really happy to just have new people coming in. I agree that more people should play Ephinea. They should. I mean, just pick any version of PSO in general. Oh, that is a dirty spawn. You cannot put a Belra in a space that small and put lilies behind it. That is disgusting. Ep3 monster placement moment. I like how we talk about Ep3 almost as much as this game. Don't jinx it. If too many play the private servers, Sega might be tempted to go back on the informal agreement from days past. I'm not sure. I mean, I think that would require Sega to actually care about this game. I say that as a joke, but it would be nice if Sega did something about this game. I get what you mean, though. You know, sometimes drawing attention to things can be a bad thing. But for the meantime, let's enjoy it. Oh, 308 for Flowers drop. With terrible percentages. Damn, that's such a shame. It's a really nice weapon, that as well. Yeah, actual rare spaceship gameplay. Didn't Sega just cancel their Super Game? They did. Yeah, I did a video about their financial report, but it included the Super Game bit in it. We still don't really know what it was. I've seen some people claim that they know what it was, but without any evidence, so... RIP PSO 3. As much as I would like to believe they were working on a PSO 3, the chance of it being PSO 3 is so minuscule. Yeah, so Super Game, it was like an initiative that they mentioned it a few years, but I can't remember when they first mentioned it. And it was something that they spent, was it about $800 million or something on? It was like a hell of a lot of money they put into this. Their recent financial report said they've cancelled it. Yeah, and 6 years, yeah. We don't know the reasons they cancelled it necessarily. Well, they said market conditions. And I think there was a concern that some of their competitors had put out something similar. But basically, if those who didn't see the video, essentially the staff from the Super Game project have probably been reassigned to other projects. Shows how much NGS shows how much faith they have in PSO as a brand nowadays. It's interesting because so in that financial report, I think I mentioned this when I talked about it before. So the financial report basically breaks down how the games of that year have done, and also how like long-running games are doing as well. And the report essentially said that the new free-to-play games that were released like this year have underperformed. But it said that the existing free-to-play games were performing, what was the term they used? I think was it stable or something like that they used? I can't remember the exact terminology they used for it, but they said it was kind of performing stable. So, in other words, NGS is performing kind of how they expect. For some reason I can't get into PSO2 blocks on NGS. I've reloaded everything. Have you downloaded the DLC for the PSO2 data? Because if it's on the PC version at least, there is a DLC to download that basically downloads all the PSO2 classic data. Yeah, like Nightcrawler says, we'll never know what exactly the Super Game was. Only that it's not coming anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily worry about NGS too much. It's doing fine at the minute. Its player base isn't huge, but it has been stable for quite a while. I think the people who are playing it now are probably just going to play it until end of service, whenever that is. For what it's worth, if I had to predict, I don't think NGS will end of service until, I reckon, at least another 3 or 4 years. At least. That would be my guess anyway. Because you've got to remember that the NGS performance isn't just based on the global version as well. Sure, the global version might end up going down before then. I still don't necessarily think it will. But you have to bear in mind that there is the Japanese server side as well, and that is still performing pretty well. I have no idea what she locked onto there. Plot twist, the PS Super Game was a PSO remaster. I mean, that would be typical. I kind of agree that that PSO to NGS maybe it should have been separate from PSO2, like separate universe. I don't know. It's hard to say because we don't know where they're going with the story. hope no time travel. I mean, I'm not saying there won't be time travel. They were very keen on that in PSO 2. You'd love to see Sega go back to PSU and revive the franchise for online with story. Yeah, I've always said I really like the Goral system games. I think they are really, really cool. But admittedly, very, very unloved at the time. Doesn't PSO 2 have a good story? I would say it probably does have a good story, but it's quite a complicated story. It does have a lot of things like time skipping. It's a lot to take in. Also, congrats on the spirit garment. At least that's useful. The beach reminds me of Final Fantasy X. Yeah, I'll say that. Definitely has the B-Sade vibes. It does. Good to see you avoid money as well. Oh, that's a horrible spawn. Thank God for the Hell Needle. I hate it when they put a mirror carol behind other enemies. It's just evil. Feels like PSO2 story is like Wuthering Waves. It gets complicated. I have no experience whatsoever of Wuthering Waves, but it is a complicated story for sure. There's just a lot to it. I mean, you know, it was years of content, so. I'll give PSO2 props in the West for renaming the map board to the Divergence Matrix. It sounds so much better. Yeah, that's the thing, Red Sky, when PSO2 launched in the West, it was basically more or less everything at once. So everyone got years of content in one go. How long did the original PSO servers run for? Dreamcast, I have no idea. I'm honestly trying to remember now. I know Blueburst. So Blueburst launched in the West in... It was either 2004 or 2005. And I think the servers went down some point in 2008, I think. Oh, I got a Gigu's body. If I can get to it. It's in there. So hopefully this warp opens at some point. Not that I need one, but... Okay, imagine if that was an SGS. Okay, we got it. Of course, Giga gives me its drops now. It was end of March 2008, yeah. So Blueburst was only on for a few years on the western side. I will say Japanese Blueburst went on for years longer. I want to say like 2010 or 2011, maybe, for Japanese Blueburst. It was insane how long that game lasted. Of course we find ourselves in Tower again. Why wouldn't I? Sega Japan had a bad habit of not properly supporting the Western servers. PSO had the brunt of that. Yeah, honestly, I think it's just a thing. I don't know what it is about Sega Japan. I don't know how it is now necessarily. There's always been issues. I think it was Iris that posted it in my Discord, but there's an interview that went live quite recently with a former Sega member of staff who went on to be like, in executive positions in other companies as well. And he was talking about his time at Sega, and it was very, very sobering, some of the stuff he was saying about particular people. Most notably what he said about Yuji Naka. He was not kind about Yuji Naka at all. Thanks. So I guess there's a lily there. Yeah, I believe his words were something along the lines of that Yuji Naka was the most miserable human being he'd ever worked with. Yeah, he basically just said that Yuji Naka essentially gave off the impression that he didn't really care for what the Western staff suggested. He also said, if you want another laugh, you may be aware of the game Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. You know, which obviously was a game that he worked on. Apparently, so when they were deciding on the name for it, according to this interview, when they were deciding on the name, Yuji Naka originally wanted to just call it, I think it was just calling it Giant Egg. And the Sega America people basically said to him, you can't just call it Giant Egg, because you need to cover the character that's on the cover, you know. So they suggested, why don't we call it Billy Hatcher? Yuji Naka hated it and was like, no, we're not calling it Billy Hatcher. So eventually they decided to name it Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. But and I'm not making this up, this was in the interview. Apparently Yuji Naka said his legitimate suggestion for the name of the game was Giant Cock. And I'm not making that up. That was Yuji Naka's legitimate suggestion for what the name of the game should be. Giant Cock. No, it's far from a bad name. I mean, it would have been an amazing name. I see no issue there. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, you can probably find it just by googling Yuji Naka at the minute, because it'll break them up in the search. But it is a very fascinating interview, and not the first time that I've heard that Yuji Naka is not particularly nice to work with. Which is a shame, because obviously, you know, he did a lot for PSO. You know, so it is hard to hear that, but definitely hits different in English rather than Japanese. Isn't he in jail? I'm not sure what his current situation is. I know for a time, I think he was on like house arrest or something. He was essentially doing insider trading, so yeah, he is a convicted felon as well. Which is another thing the guy said in the interview. He just kind of dropped it in the interview, like, oh, by the way, isn't he a convicted felon now as well? Okay, that escalated quickly. Yeah, there was another thing that you mentioned as well. That this wasn't funny. This was actually really bad. So, Naoto Oshima, who is the guy that is kind of commonly associated with kind of having the idea behind Sonic the Hedgehog. After he left Sega, he worked with I think it was Microsoft for a while, and he helped design an Xbox mascot, which wasn't particularly successful. You may remember it, Blinks the cat. So that was apparently also designed by Naoto Oshima. apparently there was an event for this where they were showing off blinks, and Naoto Oshima was obviously going to be there. And Yuji Naka got an invite to the event. Apparently, Naka refused to sit in the same row as Oshima because he said that Oshima had stolen his designs. I'm assuming he meant for Sonic. He then he did a speech later on and essentially took complete credit for Sonic. You like the old Blinks games? I never played them. It's one of those games that it just didn't do well. And I think a lot of people just probably don't even know it exists. Yeah, Blinks the Cat. I think it was kind of seen as almost like Xbox's equivalent of Sonic, I guess. Like a mascot character. Made some of the design and took complete credit. Why does that like sound like Keiji Inafune and Mega Man? There is quite a lot of comparisons here. I mean, for me, obviously, I respect Naka for what he did for the industry, particularly early on. I don't necessarily respect the later games that he did, but you know, he did a lot of good stuff for the industry. But it does sound like he was not a particularly pleasant person to work with, unfortunately. I think most good game devs have to be jerks. Notch created the timeless game that is Minecraft, and Yuji Naka created Sonic. Yeah, I think I only ever saw Blinks on a magazine. I don't think I've ever seen a copy of the actual games. I'm very glad I was invincible though. Got the first Blinks, it was fun. Not stellar, but 3D platformers were all hit and miss, yeah. Naka and Inafune had a lot in common, yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, I agree with what Yami's saying there, where I think some game devs, you kind of have to have some element of ego, I guess. I think it's a similar a lot of creative industries where if you have like a creative vision, you don't want to see it changed. Kojima sometimes feels like he lives in his own world with how he tends to talk about the games he works on. Yeah. Yeah, Kojima interviews are always interesting for sure. Again, really respect Kojima for what he's done for the industry, but yeah, watching an interview by Kojima is always an experience. Yeah, I would really recommend go and look in that interview up if you haven't read it already. It is very funny. Because the guy does talk a little bit. It's only kind of in passing, but he does talk a little bit about Reiko Kadama as well, which is obviously connected to Phantasy Star. Thankfully, I had nothing bad to say about her. No boss is guaranteed, apparently. It seems that way. The wiki says that all of them can show up. We just got none. How do I kill a Delbite without getting stun locked? What class are you playing? Because they're not the easiest things to deal with, depending on your class. Yeah, honestly, seemed like a pretty good quest. I mean, I know we didn't really get anything from it, but not bad, really. Spaceship actually acceptable. Yeah, it's not bad. That's as good as spaceship gets, acceptable. It's a shame, it's a cool looking area, but yeah, the drops are just not it. Yeah, no worries, Parkins, good to see you. We're going for a bit longer anyway, so. Your force. I would probably say if you can get them stuck on any part of the room, that's a good thing to do. Just try and stop them moving if you can. Spam Rabata, just try and freeze them. Yeah, they're not nice to deal with. It's essentially try and freeze them, and then while they're frozen, get as much damage in as you can, and then just try and freeze them again. You could also use demons, potentially, depending on what kind of gear you're using. You could use something like a demon's ray gun with hit, and just try and chip the health down that way. But again, that kind of relies on you trying to get them into a position where you can do that without getting run over. Yeah, I think, isn't that like a blind spot on Delbiters as well? I just tend to like eat their attacks every time, but I can't remember if there's a blind spot for Delbiters. Oh, no worries, Drac, thanks for the runs. You've never seen this lobby before, Elcross. This is the lobby from PSO Episode 3 Card Revolution, but they've added it onto this server. Alright, so how many have we got left? Let's see. Probably about 7 or so. 6 or 7 if Parkins is AFK. I think it's yeah, 6. Yeah, like Draffy is saying there, if you want to do more damage with a force, the best way to do it is to use gear that gives you technique boosts. You will get some native boosts depending on what force you're playing for certain techs. I see the 6-7 in chat. It was not intended. How'd you get this lobby? So I'll show you. So if I go back to the ship and go block 2, so that's where you'll load in. So from here, you can do it from the counter as well, but if you just go to the warp and go to lobby 21, that is this lobby. I can also hop in if someone needs a force. Yeah, no worries, Nightcrawl. Should try the other random attack, it's called stage. I want to mix it up a little bit as well because we've done a lot of episode 2 so far. Is there a game ongoing? Oh, No, so we can just make cool. Yeah, so I think we'll have 7 potentially. I'm nearing level 100. Should I do more gear hunting before I try and for ultimate? Just got my mag to level 120. I'm not sure if levels of gear will be more important this stage. At level 100, I would say you should be good for, like, definitely for sort of forest caves. They're probably fine. Like sort of early ultimate. Definitely for forest. Level 100 you should be okay in forest. Thank you for the barons. Alright, so should we episode 4 run next? The RBR this week is Mop Up Operation 2, Phantasmal World 3, and New Mop Up Operation 2. So you have Phantasmal World 3 on Rare Drop Week, which is nice. But yeah, still no spaceship. Yeah, let's do episode 4. Which one was it? New Mop Up 2. Right, what are good ideas for New Mop Up 2? Green. I mean, green's always good, isn't it? Is blue good? I think so. Let me check the charts, actually. Let's see. So, if blue full, you would get Zastron Belt, Smart Link, and Limiter. That's not bad. For Green Hill, it would be Cannon Rouge, V101. I mean, that's pretty strong. So what IDs do we have here? We've got Sky, Purple, Blue, Pink. Is that Viridia? I think it's Viridia. And Purple. Are you going to do Purple Control? The problem is there's no CCA quest for RBR this week. I mean, you could still run it outside of RBR. But yeah, the F2 quest this week is Seabird. Viridia, okay. Yeah, what does Viridia get? So Viridia is Limb, Elka 38. It's not bad. Should we do... does anyone have a... Well, does anyone want to play a Green Hill at the minute? Because we could do maybe one Green Hill run and one Blue Full run, maybe. Also have white and red, okay. There is also the IDs for Slicer Fanatic as well, isn't there? So that'd be probably Oran. Yeah, so Oran would also be pretty good. What else does Oran get though? Invisible Guard, Blue Adoshi, Slicer Fanatic, V01. Okay, Oran Crater is kind of cracked. Tell you what, I'll go and get my Oran if anyone wants to do an Oran run. You can get Oran. I mean, if you want to play Oran, that's fine, yeah. Yeah, I forgot how good Oran Crater is. Why do I never do it? Stuck at work today. Oh, no worries, Nimmer. You're going to stick with Clankatron for the levels. No worries. Yeah, so I guess we could do one Oran and then... What do we do for second ID? I guess, what, blue full? I mean, blue crater is pretty nice. Crater gets ignored because certain items are clearly favoured over others, yeah. Come think of it as well, I'm not going to do this on stream now, but I suppose this is a really good week for Value City, isn't it? For very hard blue full. Yeah, you've got RBR on a Crater quest. And as we know, very hard blue full is ridiculously OP. Great afro, by the way. Yeah, so we do... Yeah, we'll do one orange and then maybe one blue full. You gotta stop for a while. Ah, no worries, missed. Yeah, good to see you. I would just say when we split the teams, just try and make it so it's roughly even. So, let's see. We've got... Yeah, we've got an orange team there. Did you want to make a blue full then as well? We can go blue full second run. Yeah, we can do blue full second party for sure. Yeah, you might get a limiter out of it. Yeah, and then if the rest of us just sort of file into the two parties and just try and balance it out a bit. I heard being purple means you have silver poisoning. Maybe she does. I'm still not sure what to do with this character now because she kind of achieved the purpose of finding a Psycho Wand. And I still don't really know what to do with her now. Alright, let's see. So we've got two in there. Forcing Hunter. I will join this one. Farm a second one. Well, people have already been telling me that I should hunt an SGS with hit. I really don't want to. And that's not purple none, but you should go back and clip the V101 gamble later. Yeah, I will do. Yeah, for those who didn't see the start of the stream, I did one gamble with Corrin and got a V101 straight away. Go for gold? Hell no. That tells you how hard gold is to get. If me, who hunted CLJ sword for like 20 years, says no. Someone has to, Nemu. Yeah, so I think this will be it. I think we had about 6 in total, so I think this is probably the full team. Does Corrin have gold? I'm pretty sure not. No, he has some nice drops, but not gold. And to be fair, even if he did, it'd have 0% anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is, Pika, isn't it? It's the nature of the drops, you know? Just because it's, you know, 1 in 40,000 or whatever. You know, it could drop today. It could drop in space year 3000, you know? You need to farm SGS yourself. I'm so sorry. I mean, I will help you out hunting SGS if you want to hunt it. But I am so sorry. I can never quit this game. I'm never saying it. That's the thing you see. The drops are so hard to keep playing. It's funny how stupidly rare drops like CLJ Sword would probably not work in today's gaming climate. They wouldn't, because... So in PSO2 NGS at the minute, there's a couple of weapon series that are reasonably rare. There's the Arch series, which are kind of all based on PSO weapons. And then there is the Lexio series, which are, you know, they are pretty hard to get. They are nowhere near anything uber from PSO, but they're, you know, they're not easy drops. And a lot of people have been complaining that the drops are too hard. And it's like, oh, you sweet summer child. 502 is a terrible farm. It is. 502 is horrible to hunt. If I get another Punisher, I could get 2 SGS maybe. Oh, banner. Oh, it's on America though. Someone's found a red ring. Stolen. We weren't hunting it, but stolen. I'll continue upgrading the Parasite armor once I get a V101 for my Huniwell, as well as a 502 since I have a G-Zai with 20 hit. That's really nice. Yeah, G-Zai is a really nice weapon. Yeah, PSO2 had some pretty hard to get stuff. I remember when they first added the, was it the Austere series to PSO2? They were like hell to get all the materials for. Yeah, I just thought it was funny that people were complaining about some of the drops in NGS, and I'm like, yeah, some of them are not easy to get, but they're nothing in comparison to some of the stuff in this game. US steel and drops, they are, as usual. A Stark Red Ring drop still. Yeah, I do need to, that's probably something I do need to hunt in the anniversary, maybe. I could do with a red ring for this character. I don't really have the PDs to trade for one, so... I have a Telusis max for my Huniwell with 100 dex and the rest in power. That's really good. That's basically a min-max mag for Huniwell. Yeah, you know Huniwell's blind when she needs 100 dex on a mag. Yeah, that's the same mag I use, basically. Yellowbird's version 2 assassins, 1 in 900k drop. Yeah, I mean... The drops are bad in Blueburst. I mean, I guess I'm saying Sweet Summer Child about NGS players with some of the drops. I guess we're Sweet Summer Child compared to Dreamcast drops. I don't know what they were thinking with Dreamcast. Although, yeah, I mean, good point, Drac. Yeah, I suppose we have seen the White Hill Lily Psycho 1 drop. If that can drop, anything can. Man, I cannot hit that Dolphin. Been doing box runs for a week trying to upgrade Mega to at least 29. Doesn't drop. Yeah, getting really high level technique drops is quite difficult, particularly for things like Megad. It's still funny that HughCast could use Spread Needle in version, well, in Dreamcast, and Spread Needle used to have Rifle Rush. Yeah, balance was not the first thing they were thinking of. Again, though, I mean, regarding the rarity in Dreamcast, I know I've seen it in interviews before where they've said that the reason that things were so hard to get in Dreamcast was because they kind of wanted some of these weapons to feel like mythical and almost like one of a kind. So the idea would be that if you saw someone, you know, in a game that had that weapon, you know, you'd go crazy. You'd be like, whoa, you know, never seen that weapon before. What is it? And that was kind of what they wanted to go for. It's really not a good idea because then you're going to get people trying to hunt the stuff and not find it. But that's kind of what they were trying to go for. Horrible drop rate is kind of acceptable if the enemy spawns a lot. 1 in 20k drop on an enemy who only spawns once per mission feels a lot worse. Yeah, I know all about that. CLJ sword. Who thought it's a good idea to have a 1 in 12k drop from a mini boss? Speak of CLJ sword. And one appears. Very nice. Purple drops Psycho 1 from Ultimate Lily. It does. It's the rare Lily, though, so be aware of that. The drop rate might look good, but it's the rare Lily. I will say, though, that is how I found mine. How is the unsealing grind going? Not well. Yeah, it's one of the most boring things to do in PSO, unsealing. I really hate doing it. But I wanted to do it for this because it's my first and probably only CLJ sword. So I wanted to do it myself, but it takes so long. It's soul destroying doing it. Imagine dropping a CLJ sword and it comes a -10 hit. Well, the good thing is it can't happen. Not on this version anyway. The least it could drop with would be all zeros, which is what mine did. If you got it with 5%, you could take it down to -5 if you wanted to. I don't know why I'd want to on a CLJ sword, but you know. It has 25 native, nice. At least it has percentages. And native's pretty useful. Can you stop? Yeah, I should have probably brought a spread needle for this, in retrospect. Yeah, you could down tech it for a collector's item, I guess, but you are just making the weapon worse. Yeah, I should just use Demon's Mechs on the Dolphins. It's just, I should probably bring a spread needle just to stop them from charging. Wasn't there a bet like a year ago where you said if you drop it that last one, you would take it down? Yeah, there was a stream I did where I did challenges, basically. It was like an anniversary stream of the channel. And one of the challenges I did was that the next rare weapon that I got, I would down tech if it dropped on that stream or in the next run. Thankfully, it didn't drop. I did hunt for SectionSkyly while doing it. Thankfully, it did not drop during that. After 20 hours, I had my PC back and without a glass side panel. He's hoping to not crashing against the next 11 months. Why don't you have the glass side panel? Is it broken or was it overheating or something? Yeah, Demon's mechs are really good. SGS special can't miss, so it doesn't need a hit. So SGS special is just unreduced health that can miss. The unsealed one though, the Tsumakiri, that is 100% accuracy. It will always hit. So you could technically down tech it, and the special won't miss, but your normal attacks might still miss. Oh, you broke the glass panel while taking it off at microcent. Oh, that sucks. Actually, why am I doing this? I should just be divine punishment everything. I didn't realize it was even baits. The issue was that the GPU cable connecting to the graphics card was loose at the GPU port. Is there a setting that makes the party member frame smaller? I think there's an option in the graphics. I can't remember what it's called exactly. It's something to do with the scaling. There is an option to mess with the scaling of the game, and I think that can adjust how the UI looks. Just go into the launcher. There's probably an option there for it. I can't remember what the exact option is. I mean, you've got to remember as well that obviously we're running it now on much higher resolution than the game initially was. You know, back when it was on the Sega servers, I think I was running it at about 800 by 600. Maybe 1024 if I was lucky. You missed out on some Tyrell Zega Heaven Punisher runs. Oh, sorry to hear that. I mean, I know you've missed the rare monster week from it, but I suppose it is still rare drop week, so if you can get a Hilda Torch, sure. Striker Mag is as big as your model. Yeah, I hate how the Striker Mag looks. I think the only class it looks any good on is Raycast, because Raycasts are chunky anyway, like that. On other classes, it's way too big. But it's the only way of getting this to do Divine Punishment. Unless I get a Heaven Punisher, which is not happening. That might be something I hunt this year, though, maybe. I just need to think about what to hunt it from. I know there's purple numeric Harolds, but I really hate hunting Merrick Harolds. So, I don't know, maybe Skylight Spiggles, maybe? The Ephinea wiki says that sealed JSOD with hit is better off staying sealed. Yeah, that's true. Heaven Punisher isn't an easy hunt in comparison. I mean, I guess I could use Hilda Tor as well. That does involve Forest, though. Oh, you got a limiter drop. Oh, nice one. So at least we're getting some drops between the parties this stream. Love to see it. Sky CCA runs. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that maybe Sky Spiggles isn't too bad. He says not too bad. It's still 1 in 22k, but Otherwise, Halloween, yeah. I mean, I guess it depends what they do for the anniversary as well, doesn't it? Both my Heaven Punches dropped in episode 2, just saying. What ID did you get them on? Was it Purple Num or...? One Merricarol, one Spiggle, okay. Yeah, blue's really good for it. It's just that, like, hunting rare monsters is just... Oh, I hate it. I really don't like hunting rare monsters. I did it for Psycho Wand, and I'm doing it for Redry with red slimes. It's awful. I know that they are some of the best chances, but oh, it's so destroying hunting rare monsters. Oh, I thought you were asking about Limiter. Yeah, Limiter, it's a blue Astark drop, isn't it? It is very funny that I was talking about how soul-destroying Unsealing is, and then Pika finds a Limiter. Yeah, honestly, Braxton, that's what I kind of need to do with my Seal J, because I do have, in my storage, I've got, I think, 2 limiters, like 2 more limiters I need to unseal. Because somehow I have like 4 limiters across my account. So I really should just give both those limiters to my Huniwell and do it all at the same time. I really should do that. I always forget though. Started the Psycho 1 hunt with your purple at level 81, 100 levels later and I still don't have one. Oof. Is Limiter worth having for a hunter? Particularly for Huniwell, you could maybe get away with using one. Just because it does reduce your TP usage, it gives decent stat boosts. I feel like Force gets the most out of them for sure. But having the TP cost reduction is pretty nice. That said, I don't use one on my Huniwell. I'm not saying it's a bad idea too. It's, you know, you can totally use one. You have an Adept on your Huniwell. Yeah, it can work really well just because, you know, Huniwell does use text quite a bit. Did I get nothing from that? I did. Excellent. Yeah, good run. Yeah, Remal, maybe. Personally wouldn't use one on a hunter unless you're planning on destroying Voloped. Yeah, I mean, the Gizonde glitch of Voloped is probably a really good usage of Adept. Yeah, it does give 20 ATA, doesn't it, as well? That is nice. But yeah, I'm sure I have... Is it like 2 more I've got? Yeah, 2 more. Don't forget your tree clippers. Yeah, if you've never cleared this before, make sure you talk to the NPC in the Hunter's Guild to get some tree clippers. Oh yeah, I mean, the only reason you would use it as a limiter is to unseal it, because it just does reduce your stats. You know, there's nothing good about it until you've unsealed it. I actually got some tree clippers. Have I really never done that quest? I'm fine. Even then, you'd probably kill a lot before you cast 8 Gazundas. Oh, you got them last time. Yeah, I think it's one per character, I think. Real men play with 4 limiters. It is funny because the limiters can make your stats go lower than they are at base. So if you use a few limiters, you can make, for example, your luck can go below the normal amount. So normally your luck like sort of defaults to, I think it starts at 10. But if you use limiters, you can actually get it to go below that. Challenge, exclusively use tree clippers only next run. I mean, this isn't a challenge stream, but I mean, I should probably check the tree clippers out and see how terrible they are. The answer is very. Reverse syntax roll and max everything out. I wonder if there is anything like that in PSO. Alright, what should we do next? I guess we've done some RBR stuff. Should we do... Well, first of all, out of the people here, is there anything that anyone is actually hunting? Because we should probably focus on that, I guess. Because I'm happy to help people out with hunts as well. Heart of Daisy Chain, okay. You've got 2 Halloween cookies, nice. I'm going to take a quick break for coffee, no worries. So we've got Heart of Daisy Chain, P1, V101. Heart of Daisy Chain, is that Barbels, is it? Viridia Barbel, okay. Good luck on the hunt. Going to stress test my PC to see if it explodes. I hope it doesn't explode. And thanks for the follow, Braxton, as well. Much appreciated. Yeah, does anything else drop in Viridia Forest, or is it just that? I used to have a Viridia on the Sega servers, and I cannot remember anything it drops. Star Amplifier, Red Saber. Oof. 1975 Agato, oof. Yeah, also, what was the drop rate on that Daisy Chain? 1 in 12,318, good god. Yeah, that's a fairly awful hunt. It's 1 in 9k at the minute, oh, easy. Kind of want a red sword with hit. Isn't the current episode 1 quest good for hunting caves? What was it, Mob 2? $21 Pal Sharks, 18 Nano Dragons. That's not bad. So you could either do Sky Caves or I think there's a couple. Is there a couple of IDs to get Red Sword? Is there any IDs to get Red Sword from Nano Dragons? Because that might be worth doing. Let's see. Ah, yeah, oh, Viridia, actually. Oh, that might be worth doing. So if you do Viridia Caves, you've got a chance of Red Sword, you've got a chance of Yasha. I mean, very small chance, but it's there. V101. Yeah, so we could do one run of maybe Viridia Caves. Yeah, it drops on Sky as well. It's from the Gold Volmos for Skylight. It's a pretty good drop. I think for this quest, maybe the Nano Dragon drop is better because there's almost as many Nano Dragons as Gorvulmas and the drop rate's better. But for other quests, Sky's probably better. Yeah, so we could do... Damn poison lily laugh, I swear. Okay, so we do have 8 people. Yeah, so we have a nice 2 runs. So let's do... We could do 1 Viridia Cave, maybe. And then the other ID... What else do people want? Could get a second Viridia to double up. Yeah, we can do. Okay, we've got 1 game up, so 1 Viridia Caves is up. I might change characters as well, actually, because I've used my Ranger for the whole stream so far. Yank the lilies from the roots. It's the only way to be sure. Also, I see the Hydra as well. Alright, who should I use? Also, just to show, Miss Mar does still exist. He still has no more levels. Look at that wide boy. Yeah, I'll go Huxeal for a bit. Alright, let's see what games are up. So we've got a Red Sword game there. I haven't hosted it yet, fair enough. You've returned with coffee, welcome back. What mission? Do you want to do the RBR quest? Because the RBR has a decent amount of Nano Dragons, it has a decent amount of some of the other enemies as well. So I guess we get the extra boost out of it. Let's see what it's like, I guess. If it's a terrible quest, we can do something else. But I think it's... Yeah, mop up 2. Again, for everyone on the team, just feel free to join whichever game you want to. Alright, so we got 1 there and 1 there. So that's... Just seeing what we've got. So Raycast Volume. Yeah, there's 1 more space there as well. Just shot 1 person, no worries. Well, I will go there. I've not played this character in a long time. I need escape doll. There's still 1 slot on Disasters game as well. Anyone that's still in the lobby. Alright, let's see what this quest's like. I never do this quest, so... A lot of them are generally not worth running, unless it's RBR, and even then some of them are still not worth running. But the enemy counts in this one seem okay. The only shame is that there's not many lilies, which I know might sound like a good thing, but it means virtually no chance of lily either. Is that the tree clippers? The tree clippers Cascafoy? I actually have no idea. We can check an extra room for lilies if we want. Already got a final impact drop. This is my go-to quest for lilies too. Is it actually good for hunting lilies? Because I know when I looked at the enemy counts, there was barely any. Is it a case of that they're all really needing to start so you can kind of reset them? Or is this max attack we're running? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, this is max attack, isn't it? Ah, yeah, I'm familiar with this quest, yeah. This is what I got Psycho 1'd in, actually. Actually, no, it isn't. I got Psycho 1'd on the Anniversary Caves quest. But I ran this a lot for it. I was confused because I thought we were doing Mop-Up 2, which is why I was very confused. No worries, no. I mean, this is totally fine to run. The tree clippers have charge. I mean, that sounds good, but I'm assuming they also have really low stats. Also, thank you for the follow. Feels good, my dude. You've never seen or heard about the tree clippers. It has 1 to 200 attack. Yeah, it's like most of the joke weapons in PSO. They're generally useless for the most part. I saw that death happening in slow-mo. Enjoy your YouTube videos, thanks. No worries. Yeah, I know there hasn't been a whole lot of YouTube uploads lately. I kind of scaled it back just because it was becoming quite difficult to do, like, you know, a video every week. Particularly for a game like PSO when I've covered so much about it anyway. So I'm trying now to sort of, I've scaled back the uploads, but I'm trying to sort of do one about once every few weeks if I can. The majority of stuff I tend to do now is mainly the streaming, but yeah, I will still do the YouTube videos. Yeah, glad the videos are useful at least. Hope to get a red ring before my Hunuel gets to level 180. Right now she's 164. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, big res, gear bulk. Hunuel has the Dural Air Shield I got from another player that recruited me into a team. Oh, nice. Yeah, Dural Air Shield's not bad. Looks pretty cool as well. Yeah, this quest is so good for hunting cave stuff. I used to do tons of Viridia caves on the old Sega servers. Just because I hunted Yasha for probably about a year. Yeah, the room to the south is really good for lilies. That's normally where I used to end my runs when I used to do this for lilies. Because you get about, I think it's about 3 spawns of, it's about 9 lilies or so. You do plenty of P1 Corp runs here. I think everyone with a purple in the run is very, very familiar with this quest. It's like the home away from home for purple num characters. I will say it's a lot easier with a force to do this in one-player mode. Just because in one-player mode you can just spam Resonda and just lock down the whole room. In multiplayer it's a bit more awkward because they're immune to lightning. Yeah, when I hunted Yasha on the Sega servers, I didn't really... I think the main quest I did for that was... I think it's today's rate. The one where you can get turned really small. Because that is actually really good for hunting milkweeds. Weird quest that as well. If you haven't done that quest before, go and try it because it's super weird. Is that about the 3rd or 4th final impact drop we've had already? Now is when I slash lobby in tears. Yeah, I can relate to that. Oh, another banner for someone. PGF. Oh, Drax PGF's been stolen. Still don't understand the shifting of weaknesses from solo to multiplayer. It's weird because there's not that many enemies it happens for. But it's really noticeable for the lilies because they go from being weak to thunder to being completely immune to it. Yeah, that's really funny. So even with the rare drop week, Yasha is still 1 in 53,000. Another final impact. Yasha's 1 in 37k in the RBR game. I mean, that's still terrible, isn't it? I mean, for Yasha, the reason it's so bad rare drop rate is because of the drop anything rate for the milkweeds. For those who don't know, basically, rare drops have like a base drop rate, and then it's affected by the drop anything rate of the monster. So milkweeds are some of the worst in the game. They only drop anything, I think it's 15% of the time. So because of that, the rare drops for them go through the roof. That's why if you look at the rare drop charts for a milkweed, everything will have a really bad drop rate. Another final impact. I seriously want to know how many of these we found. How many do I have? I think, is it 2? Yeah, I've got 2. We must be on about, what, 5 or 6 at least? Which, you know, if it was something interesting, that would be cool, but... Also, thank you, Udacram, for the Prime sub. It's very kind of you, much appreciated. Hope you're having a good day. I apologise for the really bad cast gameplay. I'm terrible at playing androids. Or rather, I'm terrible playing hunter androids. I played the crap out of this game on Dreamcast, glad to see people still play it. There is still a very healthy community, believe me. I don't know how many people are on this at the moment. I think when I logged on for stream, there was maybe about 300 playing. It's fine, I'm just generally bad. I never claimed to be good at the other classes. Yeah, I think just to go on mines now. I think we just end there because I can't remember if Viridian Mines is any good. But yeah, still a very, very healthy community playing PSO. I mean, obviously this version's a little bit different to Dreamcast, but if you played Dreamcast, you'll enjoy this, I think. I mean, it's still PSO. Yeah, I really wish I could have played the Dreamcast version. I didn't have a Dreamcast back in the day, so I missed Dreamcast. I'll sacrifice those to the RNG gods and hope for better runs next time. Oh yeah, we haven't finished the quest, so we need a lobby. I forgot that. Yeah, actually, I can check here to see how many people are on. So, for reference, this server is called Ephinea. This is probably the most popular PSO server at the minute. And there are currently, so on the US ship there are 250 people. Japanese ship there's 35, and European there's 38 at the minute. Obviously, you can jump between any of these at any time though. It's just that most people tend to congregate on the US ships. And this is not during an event or anything. During events, it can go sort of 500-600 people, which is insane. I spent a summer mowing grass so I could get the dial-up adapter and pay for it, and it was worth it. Oh, nice one. We have a really nice selection of people here today as well. Right, should we do? I guess we've kind of avoided the elephant in the room. We haven't done a Falls run for Red Ring. Is now the time? Also, thank you for the follow as well, Odicram. And again, thanks for the Prime membership as well. Or Prime sub. We could do Exard, yeah. Just because I said Falls, it doesn't mean TTF. I am more than happy to do Exard instead. And I am happy to do it on whatever ID. As long as it's an ID that can find Red Ring. How many are in the lobby? There are. Looks like 8 at the moment. I didn't know this was an option on the word select. So what country do you live in? And it's... I doubt you've heard of my country. It's not well known. I enjoyed the Dark Falls video. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, it's really interesting doing that video and sort of seeing how it's evolved through the different games. Alright, so I guess we could do Exard. What are good Exard IDs? By which I mean, what gets red ring? Let's see. You'd think I'd know this by now. So, Viridia, Greenhill, Skyly, Red Rhea, or Whitehill. So I guess any of those is fine. Viridia is pretty good for Exard, yeah. Viridia Exard is very good. I mean, I see at least 2 Viridias. I'm not saying we do 2 Viridia runs, but I'm not saying that either. And get yours as well, nice. Yeah, because how many do we have now? Every time I look, right, another person joins. I think we've got about 11 actually now. I think when the other party finished... Oh, is there more? I think they're done. So yeah, we're at 11. Yes, I mean, I am happy to do like 3 Viridia Exard runs. That sounds good. Yes, we'll just wait for the Exards for the Viridias to turn up. I do need to make more characters at some point and get some more IDs. Never done Exard. Which episode? It's episode 1. I mean, there's technically one in most episodes, but the one we tend to run is episode 1. Whenever I think of countries most people haven't heard of, I think of Sealand. It was just more. It was just weird that that was an option on the word select. I love word select, man. It's so good. Right, let's see what we're doing. Let's go to the Go Ball lobby. We could go to the Go Ball lobby at the end, maybe. We haven't done it for a while. Okay, so there are 2 runs up so far. I'm just trying to balance the parties a bit. Okay, there are now 3 runs up. I'm in Viridia so I can get both Red Ring and PGF. Progress, I have 0 of both. Yeah, that is... I can get that. Thing is, like, PGF doesn't look like a hard drop because it's only 1 in 64. But it's just that Olgaflow is a pain to get to, and regardless of what quest you do, there's no really fast way of getting to him. Even RT takes a little while. Alright, so that one is full. There's 2 slots in that one. You might go out to balance the teams. Oh, they're not balanced at the minute. Let's see. So Parkins has made a run as Force. Then you got Ranger, Force, Force, Ranger, and then Hunter, Ranger in that one. Okay. Yeah, Parkins is on his own at the minute. I mean, I'm happy to join that run. It's probably going to be painful doing Exard with this character, but... MA Galdeval is much more worthwhile. MA Galdeval is really good. I mean, the main reason we're doing this is just because, you know, obviously red ring chance for this. But yeah, for PGF, you don't really have many options. That's the thing. That you've got MA Galdeval, you've got RT, or like normal seabed runs, I guess. This one looked like it needed bodies. It did. So Disaster's Party apparently has one space. So if anyone's still in lobby, there is one space there. Are you full now? Nice. And there's one space in Pika's run, apparently. Is it Exard stage or the other one? Yeah, I always forget that. Again, all of the maximum attack quests are just horrendously named. They're so similar. Spend more time reloading the right quest than I do actually hunting anything. Yeah, so this is Exard. So if you haven't seen this quest, there is a gimmick in this quest basically where there is like a route that splits a few rooms in, and you can either go to mines or to ruins. So generally what you'll do for this is you will reset if you get mines. Unless you're hunting something in mines, obviously. No, there's only ruins, you mean. I mean, it may as well only be ruins. Exile is so much better than TTF. Yeah, Exile is just a lot more fun. I know you're not guaranteed to get falls, because there is a bit of randomness with that as well. But yeah, TTF is just mind-numbing. I'm not saying it's a bad quest. It is very good for what it's there for. You know, it's obviously very good for getting quick levels. It's very good for getting to falls quickly. But it's so boring. Hi, Master Jack Zero. Good to see you. And Sam as well. Yeah, so basically, if you haven't seen Exard before, you get a spawn of a few assassins here, and then one of the doors here will unlock. We want the door on the left to unlock. Which it did not. Yeah, that is the wrong door. So that is the mines route. So yeah, what you can do is you can check the room for lilies, because there is a massive lily spawn in there, to see if there's a mill lily. Yeah, so I guess lobby. And you basically just keep running that until you get the left door to open. Oh, you reset as well. Yeah, this is the issue with Exard, is that when you want ruins, you will never get it. I like how you're now saying north to try and encourage the game to give you the right door. Alright, let's try that again. Right, fingers crossed. Yeah, I would say if you're purely going for red ring, then yeah, TTF is probably better just because at least you're guaranteed to get falls, but like this is so much better for everything else. It has huge spawns, so I suppose the good thing about this quest as well is that because it goes through all of the episode 1 areas, it's probably worth doing on most IDs because there's probably a decent drop somewhere. Did all 3 runs have to reset? Come on, at least one of us has to get ruins. Surely. Green is great here as well. Right, come on, pray for ruins. Hey, we got it, nice. You like Viridia because of V1-on-1 from the second route. It is very nice doing this with Viridia. If you get the secret room in Spaceship and you get tons of assassins. Although having said that, I've personally never seen a V1-on-1 drop there. I don't think I've had anything good from that room, despite there being like tons of enemies. But theoretically, it is a very good way of getting it. You got one. What, this run or just in the past? In the past. I don't know if you're the first person I've heard of who's actually got it from that room. I don't know. Maybe someone else has. Every other V1-on-1 I've seen drop from assassins has always been outside of that room. I've seen it drop at least twice. Nice. Yeah, I like that I don't necessarily need to waste freeze traps on those now that I know the trick with confused traps for them. I had no idea they don't split if they're confused. Alright, I think this might be a bit spicy for my Hug Seal, because she's still very squishy. I will say I'm still not a big fan of Hug Seal. They look cool, but not one of my favourite classes. They're just so flimsy for a hunter. How'd you get the handgun that the Hug Seal's using? There is a quest in episode 4 called Black Papers Deal 2. And it's basically a quest where you hand over a photon crystal to run it, and you get put in a room against a lot of enemies. You beat the room, And at the end of it, you'll get awarded some items. And that handgun is one of the ones you can get from it. Yeah, the handgun is called Last One. It will always come with no attributes. But it's unique in that it's a handgun that it basically shoots a couple of shots every time you fire. So it's almost like a mech gun with a handgun animation. You need to use CC weapons to make the most of her. Is Strange Blue okay to play? I don't know. I can't remember for Strange Blue. I know Last Impression you can't play, that's DMCA. And obviously Strange Fruits you can't play. QQCL is my favourite. Dagger animation is crazy. Yeah, the dagger animation is really nice. That is one of the benefits of QQCL for sure. Swan and Raven need to be removed from black paper and given to green spaceship drops. Yeah, the spaceship in general just needs more love. It is criminal how bad spaceship is on a lot of IDs. I'm tired of Guild Chicks and the dogs literally both dropping cross scar. Yeah, I'm a bit like that with Skyline Mines. Skyline Mines is shocking. There's probably other IDs that have terrible areas as well, but yeah, Skyline Mines is really bad. You're building a Huke Seal around Jizai and Proof Sword Sound. Nice. Yeah, again, Jizai is a really good weapon. It kind of made me mad back in the day on the Sega servers because it kind of made Sanguine Yasha a bit irrelevant. Because it was so much stronger, but admittedly that was mainly because I just got a Sanguine Yasha. You know, by actual Yasha drop, which was very, very hard, and then it got outclassed. Yeah, still a very, very cool weapon though. I think it's blue that has a crazy good tower and very hard. I can't remember for tower. I mean, blue is well known for having an insane, very hard desert. Well, sorry, very hard Ep4 in general. Yeah, Ep4 and very hard on Blueful is disgusting. I can't remember the tower drops for very hard on Blueful. Yeah, there is some quite nasty spawns in this quest. There's quite a lot going on. It has 3 or 4 enemies for Disco Braveman. I mean, yeah, that is always going to be good. I suppose the only downside is, I guess the chance of getting hit in very hard is maybe lower. This room is the worst one by far. Yeah, the problem with this room is that as soon as you walk in, the bull claws start going for you before you actually get into attack range. This is kind of a weird thing with PSO where when you stand near the edge of the room, enemies can hit you, but you can't hit them. So if I stand like there and there was an enemy in this room, I probably wouldn't be able to hit them, which is very annoying. You get it here as well, so like around here, you probably wouldn't be able to hit anything. Yeah, so you can see that I can't look up the sorcerers if I'm stood here. I can there. Ruin specifically has bad doors, it really does. Oh, I got a foot on drop. I mean, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll get there in a bit. There's no rush. If it was a Psycho Wand or something, I'd be running straight over for it, but a foot on drop, I'm happy to leave it there for now. Hi, Red Sky, good to see you. Oh, another US banner. Oh, Red Ring's been stolen. Going all the way to Dark Falls. Yeah, so on this quest, you basically have like a random chance of getting ruins or mines, and then a random chance of certain bosses. Well, I think for this quest, I think for ruins, you either get, if memory serves, I think you either get Dark Falls or a bonus room that has spaceship. And if you get the spaceship bonus room, you then go to Dalrally, I think it is. Oh yeah, PDs are always worth picking up. It's just that I was on the other side of the room. I just meant that if it was like an uber rare, I wouldn't leave it on the floor. I'd pick it up straight away. Yeah, that's the insane thing about Viridia in this quest. Like, even if you don't get... like, even if you don't get Dark Falls, which we haven't this time, you then still have the bonus room, which is chance of V101. And then you've got a chance from Dalrally of LK38. It is kind of ridiculous. Alright, let's see if we can get PB chain going. Okay, well, if you're doing Estella, I can do Pillar instead. There we go. There is so much math in this game. There is. There is. I have more than enough PDs to trade for V502 if I'm doing a special attack from Jizai. I mean, Jizai is really good for the special because it's, you know, it's obviously, it's hell. I want to say, is it unreduced? It might be unreduced. But yeah, I need to say it's very good for instant kill. It is unreduced, yeah. Yeah, for single target hell, it is really good. Where am I going? Yeah, so if you haven't seen this quest before, basically you have a chance of getting this secret room instead of Falls, which takes you to Spaceship. And it will play Sonic music. And you get a lot of assassins. Does V502 good for Berserk? No, so V502 is only for... It's like freeze, confuse, and paralysis specials it boosts, and then it also boosts instant kill by more than V501. It's basically an identical unit to V501, except it has an even better rate for instant kill. But there really are so many enemies in here. What do the signals drop now? Q confused. Okay, that's not great. I mean, it has a purpose. Oh, you can get Swordsman's Law from here as well. I forgot about that. I love how you know all this, you'd be a great in-game guide. That's what happens when you play it since, like, 2003. I have that kind of memory where, like, I will remember stupid stuff like this, or forget what I did yesterday. I've said it before, but like it's weird. Like I can remember stupid stuff like the entire Skylight drop charts, more or less. I remember that like from memory without looking at a chart, but I can barely remember what I did last week. I don't know how that works. Oh, you got a Swordsman's Law in this room. Nice. Yeah, DOB would go crazy in this room. For some reason, I've never liked using DOB on a cast. I'm gonna try it here. I like having the ability to just heal myself back up again very quickly, rather than having to rely on mates. I know that like mate heals are just better because they're instant, but yeah. Well, no V101. I guess I did get one from Corrin at the start, so I hope that photon drop wasn't from an assassin. Last week's ephemeral SGS drop is all that matters. I have been playing this since 2003, yes. Since the GameCube version. And this version specifically is a Blue Burst. I played it on the Sega servers when it was live, which was like 2004, 2005-ish. That's why on the Wednesday streams why I'm playing loads of other games, because there are tons of games I missed because I was too busy playing PSO. I wish I was lying. But yeah, I think when I started this game, I was about 18 years old, which is terrifying. And yeah, it literally took me from like 2003 until last year to find an SGS. I just want to say, who are you going to go for? Please not for me. Okay, you're not going for me. I can Berserk. I know I could use DOB, but Daylight Sky just looks cool. I need to use it on something. Still works, but I'm keeping the GameCube version of PSO created gem, but I play Ephinea now. Yeah, so in that cabinet just there, the top row is all Phantasy Star stuff, and I've got like Dreamcast version 1 and 2 that I bought later. I've got GameCube episode 1 and 2, GameCube episode 3 in there as well. They're like my original copies from back when I played. Oh, I played a lot of Diablo 2 as well. Basically, when I wasn't playing PSO, I was probably playing Diablo 2. Oh yeah, make sure you speak to Irene in the Hunters Guild. Because we've got the secret map, you'll get a material. You want to keep those, they're worth the weight in gold. It's really funny that I saw it and you said gold instead of gold. That's how you know I'm PSO brand. I literally cannot see that word and not just say gold. I blame Nemu for that. Right, what's my material? Evade material. Fantastic. Going for dinner? Ah, no worries. Thanks for the games, missed. Still got a copy of Soul Calibur on Dreamcast, and the game still holds up nice. Yeah, I've got a Dreamcast now. I barely have anything for it though. I've got like PSO version 1, PSO version 2, and Sega GT. I need to pick up some other stuff for it at some point. There is no gold, only Zool. Actual TTF now to get a red ring. I mean, I guess we can, yeah. I suppose we're getting towards the end of the stream, so I guess we can do a TTF to round it out. Oh, we've got 2 Dreamcasts, nice. Recommend Sonic Adventure games. I have the Sonic Adventure games on PC, but I've never got around to playing them. I should probably fix that. What ID? Basically, any ID that gets red ring. Red is best, I say. I mean, I could go and get my red Rhea if you want me to. Sure, I might get her actually because I haven't played her yet this stream. Yeah, let's do that. My other aim in the next anniversary is to try and get my red Rhea to level 200. She's getting there. Yeah, Ronza, I had Soul Calibur 2 on... Oh, what console did I have it on? I want to say, was it PS2, maybe? Oh yeah, Red Sky, I really, really like the artwork on the cover of PSO. Regardless which version as well, I think they all look good. Okay, I bring Red Rhea. I will make an it 1 game for TTF. And whoever wants to join, feel free. Password, as usual, is stream. Is white for funny? Well, good. White is a really balanced ID. It's got usually one good drop at least in each area. I would say don't make an ID for the character you're playing on, necessarily. So what I mean by that is some IDs are good for hunting certain types of stuff. So Skylight, for example, is really, really good for hunter weapons. But the actual drops for them, a lot of them are not very friendly hunts for a hunter. So that's why you'll quite often see people play Skylight Rangers. Wait, do we really have 3 raycasts? Alright, fine. Do you remember which character was featured? I think it might have been PlayStation, because I think it was Heihachi, yeah. And yeah, PSO has Soul Calibur and Soul Edge, yeah. Do I have one? I might have one. I seem to remember keeping one just because of the name. It's useless, but... Let me check. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. It's not in that stash. Is it my combined one? Or have I moved it? Oh, I might have moved it onto my bank character, I think. Yeah, I have. Oh, yeah, I do have a Soul Calibur. I think I've got a Soul Edge as well. Yeah, Peaky, yeah, if you want to open a green room, that's fine as well. Oh, you could also get firearms, yeah. There's 9 in the lobby. So we need to be 3v. Is it 9 including our party tokens, or is it 9 in the lobby? There's 2 in Pika's game and 3 outside. Okay, yeah, so in that case, it would work better if we did 3-3-3. Is anyone from this team okay dropping into another game? Just so the teams are balanced and it's 3-3-3? You can. If you don't mind, I would really appreciate it. It's just so all the teams are balanced, that's all. Oh, thanks for that. Hi, Conman, good to see you. The funny thing is, you can technically add charge onto a weapon, it just requires giving up being able to name it. Alright, so we can start with 3 then. Yeah, thanks for dropping out as well. It's just so that the parties are a bit more balanced, that's all. Just so someone's not left with 2 people. It's always the case when we play PSO, there's always like a really odd number of people that makes the party splits really awkward. Alright, let's do everyone's favourite quest. PS2 version of Soul Calibur had the old dude from Tekken. Yeah, Heihachi, yeah. Now you can look up Soul Calibur 2. I didn't play it a whole lot, but mainly because I'm terrible at fighting games. Also, I thought I'd done shifter, but I guess not. Look at me being a terrible force. It's because I'm so used to soloing with this character. It's like more or less all I do with this character. So happy caught another PSO stream. This will probably be the last run for this stream. Obviously the VOD will be up on Twitch and on YouTube as well. So we tend to... Usually I play a PSO when it's rare drop week on Ephinea, which is this week. During the anniversary event, we'll play it more or less every weekend. What's the version of Dark Floor Force using? It's got nothing to do with the Dark Floors. This is a weapon that was added in Blue Burst called Glide Divine. It's used a lot because it doubles your Jellin and Zalo range. It has another cool effect as well, but I probably won't get it to activate because it requires me to keep it equipped for 10 minutes. But yeah, the main reason you use it is because it doubles your Jellin and Zalo range, which is huge. Just a really good support weapon. Not that hard to get either. So you can see Zalo from here and it hit. Okay, now... Oh, I have a horrible, horrible setup here. Yeah, I should have checked this before. I mean, it's fine. There's a few people in the party, but normally I would use Gizonde there. I don't have it on my palette. Yeah, I know what you mean. It looks very similar to the Dark Bridge. Dark Bridge is orange, though. Also, I got a Dragon Claw from this guy earlier. I'll probably never use it, but I got it. You got a red slime on Viridia, of course. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember what it drops on Viridia. Is it Red Scorpio or something, or is that a different ID? Yes, we can split the slimes, yeah. Yeah, it's Red Rhea, so the rare one can drop Lava's Cannon, so make sure you split them. Alright, no luck there. Oh, it drops God Body. Oh, I'm so sorry. I do not have Gear Process equipped. I do now. Just watching you play is as good as playing. I mean, I would rather play personally, but... but thank you. Is there a force version of Dark Floor? Yeah, so with the Parasitic Gene Floor, you can make 3 different items. You can make Dark Floor, which is the sword. Dark Meteor is a shot. And there's Dark Bridge, which is a rod. Which looks very similar to the rod I was using. I was playing on Ultima, but swapped to Ephinea there this week. Love the community. Oh, glad to have you. Yeah, I really like Ephinea. I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, I've never played an Ultima. I'm not sure what it's like. Does Ultima stay kind of similar to like the normal gameplay, or is it like heavily changed? Alright, I will go and see if we get any slimes. Again, make sure we split them. Come on, red slime. There won't be one, because of course there won't. Come on, red slime. Now, why would we ever get a red slime on Redry? Of course that's not going to happen. Well, we tried. Look on the Ephinea weapons list again. It's been a while since I've looked. Definitely need to refresh what I get for my characters. Yeah, obviously things change a bit in Blue Burst as well compared to the earlier versions. But yeah, if you play Force, I would definitely recommend Glide Divine. It's a really useful weapon. Mainly for multiplayer, admittedly, but just having the double gel and Zala range is really nice. Like I say, it does have another ability as well, but you won't see it very often typically because you'll be switching weapons. But the other ability, for anyone who might not know, so Glide has an ability where if you keep it equipped for 10 minutes and don't change weapon, you can use it as an item in your inventory. You won't lose the weapon, you just a use optional pop-up for it. And if you select it, it will reduce you to 1 HP, but it will refill your TP. And you can use that once every 10 minutes, but it's only if you keep the weapon equipped. So generally you won't use it, but it's a nice little bonus if you do use Glide all the time. Obviously, for me with this character, I'm tending to use Glide to debuff and then switch into Psycho Wand anyway, so I don't really get the benefit from it. I love it when I can catch him with Refire when he jumps off the raft. It's like a skill shot. Force isn't level 20 yet. What is the best ID for Force outside of Pinkle? I would probably just go with like a generalized, quite a generalized ID for Force. If you're not going with Pinkle, you know, stuff like Yellow Bows or White Hill are always good options. I guess if you wanted to hunt a Psycho Wand, you could go potentially purple or blue, but I don't know if I'd want to do Seabed on a Force, so maybe not blue. Blue, yellow, white, I'd say. Yeah, I'd probably go with that. I mean, Blue Full's still a really good ID outside of the Psycho 1 drop, so it's still a really solid choice. Oh yeah, these guys can drop Heart of Sorcerer's Cane. I forgot that. Yeah, honestly, for Force though, I mean, obviously the main thing you want is the Technique discs, and Obviously, getting stuff that reduces TP cost is nice, or gives technique boost is nice as well. But the funny thing is with Force is that some of the best technique boosts you can get are from some of the really common gear. So... Rek'Seal's purple looker. Yeah, I'd maybe say like blue, yellow, white then. Any of those should be fine. Also, Red Rhea is like I use Red Rhea on this character. Red Rhea is pretty solid. Nice balanced ID. The only downside with Force really is just like how nerfed they get in multiplayer for like attack techs. You become more like crowd control really rather than straight damage. Yeah, so here I'll switch to glide. Then I should be able to hit the whole room easily. I would say as well with Force as well, just be aware there's some areas that Force just doesn't really work that well in. But conversely, there are some areas that they work extremely well in. Okay, so Gel and Sinnohs on this character is bad. Okay, no, Jelen is actually good. It's just they're annoying regardless. We tried Red Rhea on GameCube with Hiyama too many ones and cairns. I mean, yeah, but that might make it good for a Force. How nice that Barons to drop me a Tri-Fluid. Yeah, so if I could glide here, I can tag pretty much everything in this room, I think. Yeah. So the range is massive if you use glide for Jelen and Zelda. And that is why most people use it on Force. Yeah, I'm still very much not a fan of this quest, but it does serve its purpose. Okay, I probably want... Do I have Cure Shock? I do. Nice. I also want Gizonde on pallet. Does glide increase target range, AoE coverage, or both? It's basically just the effective range of the tech. So it's like the distance it can tag enemies at, basically. This is when I wish I was on my Hunuel. because this boss is so much easier on a Huni world. Yeah, I don't think it increases the number of targets it affects. It's the straight up just the straight up range of the tech overall. Yeah, this is about the point in the run where Force starts to drop off hard. Did Force ever get any niche swords? Oh. See if it works. Yep. I'm trying if there's any swords that Force can use. I mean, there might be some like joke weapons that are all class. You can cast it from further, but it doesn't affect the range from the center. That I'm not sure on. I feel like if I stand in the center of a room, it tags more things around me in general. But I don't know the actual specifics of how it works. I just know it hits a big area. Phonywell cannot use Excalibur, no. Yeah, the attack power requirement for Excalibur is too high. She's the only class in the game that cannot use it. Yeah, like Nimble Soul Thief in chat saying there, I think the highest attack power weapon that Phonywell can use is Red Saber. So typically for the Voloped Gizonde glitch with a Phonywell, you'd probably use like a, I guess, Red Coat or Crimson Coat with a Red Saber with High Machine. Because for some reason machine attribute affects the Gizonde damage as well for that boss. It's very weird. Ah, see you, Pika. Good to see you. Yeah, the Gizonde glitch on Voloped is very strange. Yeah, I think it is something like it uses attack power. Because I know if I go with my Hunuel and use something like an Excal, she shreds Voloped. It's super weird. I don't know why it's like that on that specific boss, but yeah. Yeah, Phonywell gets locked out of Excalibur, unfortunately. Just because her attack power caps so low, it caps under the limit that you need for Excal, so yeah, no Excal for her, unfortunately. I always forget the claws on Red Rhea just don't even have a rare drop. Well, they do, but it's Celestial Armor, which isn't a rare. Man, that claw has hands. Claws hit way harder than they should. Yeah, they actually have really high attack power. Yeah, so you can see if I cast from here, I can tag like from here. It claws seem to crit a lot as well. The same as Sinozors. Sinozors always seem to crit for some reason. Ow. I just saw my life flash before my eyes. Yeah, Funnywell also has the unique honor of being the only character that does not get enough HP to survive the Darkbringer shot, ever. Unless you use like HP units, you cannot survive the Darkbringer shot in multiplayer. Okay, let me get a Cure Freeze on. Not that it'll probably help, but, you know. It's got to affect the radius. Yeah, it might do. I've never tested it enough, really. I was really hoping that my mag would give me invincibility here. It's very useful on this bit, but... it would be so nice if you could use Razonde on these guys. It would be so much easier, but no, they're immune to it. Yeah, this is going to be a rough fight for Clankatron, I think. Yeah, I honestly don't know how Johnzella works, if it like centers off your character or not. Oh, do you know what? Give me my... Joe, I'm going to give Fire Spam just to get rid of those mines because they're really irritating. Yeah, Clankatron's got a lot of levels today here. Yeah, it's a bit of a massacre, this. Okay, I'm not sure how I survived that. Yeah, this guy, he sucks in multiplayer. It depends on what he does in this phase, really, whether it's an easy fight or an annoying one. He's chosen violence today. Oh my god. Everyone is dying. Okay, thankfully he died before that Divine Punishment. I feel that the next phase is not going to be pleasant, though. I think I'm just going to spam Foy. I think that is the play. Second form of falls is the hardest. Oh, it is. Yeah, for sure. It's just I knew this would be difficult for Clankatron mainly because the slap that falls us in this phase is fixed damage. So if you don't survive it, you're never going to survive it. You know, being real, they are very low level for this as well, so it's understandable. I've still never seen that Megad kill anyone. Right, he's gonna slap. Yeah. See, really, if I'd prepared for this, I would have brought a Summit Moon with me for more fire damage. You've seen that Megad land a kill before, wow. It doesn't happen often. It's so low level. It's weird that Falls has such a low level Megad. You died from it once, oh I'm so sorry. Because you didn't want to move. It's like, no, I'd rather die than move. Well, I got a Tri-Grinder from him, which, well, it's something. It's not a red ring. Survived the grants, nice. Yeah, it's mainly the slap that tends to be the problem, honestly. Once you get over the health threshold for that, it's normally fine. And then really, it just depends on how Falls decides to be in second phase, if it spams Rabata over and over again. Sometimes you'll get it where it'll just spam Divine Punishment, which is actually fine. In my defense, I thought since it's so crappy it would never kill me. Spoiler, it did. Oh, the ultimate enemy stole the high-level Megas from Falls. It's weird though because like his grants hurts. Like his grants does quite a lot of damage. Although having said that, I feel like the Sorcerer grant still does more. But it's just very funny that he's like this, this ultimate evil, but has a super low level Megad. Raycast has a bad HP curve early on, going to be a minute before it can survive. Yeah, I mean, I know Raycast ends up with tons of health. I think they have the highest health of any character at high level, don't they? But yeah, the curves are weird for some characters. Nothing good in the weapon shop as usual. Raycast is a late bloomer. And then when you get all the health, then you have the pleasure of getting killed by things that just kill you without knocking you over. I like how it's like, oh, you killed all the enemies, but you died over and over again, so... Again, though, Falls at level 95 is rough. So... Looks like my Huni will be 180 or higher for him to get red ring. Just be aware, Runza, that even things like the slap do less damage in one player mode. So that was like the full power because it was multiplayer. Enemies are weaker in single player. It's a nice group of people we've got to do. Yeah, I think we'll probably end there for today, I think. That's gone very, very quickly. It doesn't feel like I've been playing PSO for more than an hour. You did do pretty well, yeah. Yeah, level 95 is not a place that, you know, you should not be on ult falls at 95 generally, but yeah. Well done. So yeah, we will end there for today, I think. I might try and play PSO a little bit more over the next few weeks, but we'll still balance it around other games. Wednesday will be Chrono Trigger again, I'm hoping. There is some more work going on in the house, but it shouldn't affect this room, so I'm hoping that things should be fine. Keep forgetting to talk to the NPC for an item. It's only escape doll, unless you get like a special run. So if you do minimum kills or maximum kills, then you can get things like certain rings. But they're usually one per character, so... But yeah, we will hopefully go back to Chrono Trigger on Wednesday. There should be a video again some point this week. I don't know what date's going to go live yet because I need to do some finishing touches. But yeah, should be live some point this week. And then next Sunday, so it'll be Experience Week on PSO. I'll have a think. I'll try and have a Phantasy style that we haven't played in a while. We haven't played Ep 3 in a while, but I know the audience that is kind of limited. So yeah, I'll have a think. We'll play some kind of Phantasy style game next Sunday, but probably won't be PSO next Sunday. But yeah, hope you've had a good stream. I will see you guys on Wednesday for some Chrono Trigger if you're interested. If you have enjoyed the stream, as usual, please consider either leaving a like or subscribing on YouTube. You can follow or sub on Twitch. You can follow my X on my Bluesky, which are both SectionSkyly, and I do have a Discord server you can join as well. So if you haven't already, there should be a link to the Discord server either in the YouTube description or just underneath the video player on Twitch. There should be a link to it there as well. So feel free to join us on the Discord. Could always start a new character for Experience Week. I could. I mean, I do have some low-level characters, so if I can't think of another game to play, we can do PSO Experience Week, sure. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, whatever you're doing, have a great week, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for some Chrono Trigger. So whatever you're doing, see you then. See you guys.